Da können wir aufholen. Denken, denken, denken und erleben. Denken und erleben in sich selbst. Du musst. Du bist ein riesiger Denker. Riesenkopf. Macht keinen Kopf drum. Draus. Ja. Drum. Ja. Ja, was kann ich heute anbieten? Onvista, und zwar, dass man zum Beispiel, wenn man Onvista drückt, oben steht drauf Portrait. Weiß ich nicht, was das heißt auf Deutsch. Page. Und von mir lieber welche, also das Bild umändern, vergrößern, verkleinern. Payers heißt wahrscheinlich länglich oder längsweit. Ihr könnt euch nicht einloggen. Ihr könnt euch einloggen, wenn ihr oben auf das, durch den linken Pfeil links zeigt, in der Mitte, oben auf Violett Porträt drückt. Ja, aber bei Stil ist auch so. Also das ist denkbar mal so. Ja, wenn dann hast du gelesen, es zu geschmiert habt. Ne? Hier oben steht Porträt. Ja. Jetzt, ich wusste das ist immer nicht, ja. 3 Versionen gibt es, wenn man drauf drückt und dann wieder zurück. Das Porträt drücken. Ja. Bestand erhöhen, damit ihr seht, das funktioniert, ja. Ja, ich möchte in Crystal auch ein bisschen was anderes. Ja, gucken. Sony Loop ist ein Tipp. Ja. Dann aber Deutsch Cannabis. Six all the mix. Das will ich aber sagen. Also vor einem Tag gibt es keine Daten, eine Woche auch nicht. Vor 3 Monaten gab es eine Liste. Und vor einem Jahr war es auch ausgesetzt, die Aktie. Ich versuche die Bild zu überleben. Nach 5 Jahren warten wir drauf und ich glaube, es ist mit dem Punkt erreicht. Die kommt wieder oder es ist erhältlich, aber ist ausverkauft oder wie auch immer. Oder, ja. Gerade so da zu kaufen. Ja. Also die geht durchgängig bis 2021. Und ja. Vielleicht nicht so eine tolle Aktie. Vielleicht auch mal darauf achten, wie man war und wie man das gut betrachtet hat und gut analysiert hat. Sony Group, das wär's so. Sony Group will ich gerne machen. Sony Group ist tipptopp. Das ist 1000, 1,000, hier wirklich 1 steht da. 1,000. Wo bin ich alles Sony Group kommen? Bei Sony Group Corporation Point CDR. Sony Group, PlayStation, Handys, Television. Sony is the winner. Another scene of low high tech. Ja. E45. Okay. E47. Bible Sony Group with Onvista. Over the top, over Sony Group standing here on top, or here to there, an over point of this portrait. Don't from left to right, so quer, more lengths from horizon or from vertical window. Du kannst beiden ausziehen. Come on, do it, man, do it. Take Sony in this moment. 10 times it was €1 or 0.1 euro, and sometimes €7. It's against traders. System is against traders. Stabilo. Kotti Peter Stabilo. Sagst du Peter Stabilo? Akonesna Stabilo. Put dieser Tebe. Wenn du fragst, was es war, wenn du nicht mehr weißt, was es war, was es war, was es war, wenn du nicht weißt, was gewesen ist, wenn du nicht vergisst, dein Leben hinter dir gelassen, ins Freundliche gelassen, ins Bequemliche, was du wohl bist, das warst du auch. Doch wo bleibt hier nun kein Brauch? Schnipp, schnapp, Hacke weg. Stabilo, Stabilo, was war, was ist denn jetzt gerecht? Ich würde rausgehen und einen Pelz finden. Mal einfach mitmachen, was ich mache und dann ist gut. Mal auf 1. Das ist doch die Höhe bei Sony, 300. Also du kaufst quasi ein paar Prozente ein. Machst ein paar Mal und hast ein paar Prozente. Weißt du? Ich frage mich, ob ich einfach nur ganz alleine Sony kaufe und das dann 10 Mal. Ne? Ne? Ja. Ich muss die Musik anmachen. Sie können es ausmachen, also bis hierhin habt ihr so, guckt mal den Anfang an, bis hierher. Und macht ihr dann das gleiche, macht ihr halt. Versucht Onbvistaq und guckt, lässt laufen und müsst ihr dabei. Ja, machen wir es auf jeden Fall. Ja. Heute Donnerstag. Ja. Es ist 23 Grad in Berlin. Es ist August. Ich halte. Ja, ja. The Graham Norton Show. Ja, du hast mich aufgerufen als früher.
Verdammt, der
Besser.
Betrug.
Ich scheine schon mal besser ist.
Ich habe gehört, wenn man die Temo-App herunterlädt, kriegt man ein Tablet geschenkt. Warum habe ich keins bekommen?
Wo genau haben Sie die Temo-App heruntergeladen?
Ich habe sie einfach im App Store heruntergeladen.
Dieses Tablet hat Android 14, ein großes 12 Zoll Display und kann problemlos für Gaming, Netflix, Surfen und mehr genutzt werden. Außerdem bekommst du dieses Tablet mit Bluetooth-Tastatur, Maus und Touchpad als Geschenk. Du kannst es nur als Geschenk bekommen, wenn du auf dieses Werbevideo klickst und Temo herunterlädst. Lade es jetzt noch einmal herunter.
Okay, dann probiere ich es noch einmal herunterzuladen.
Welcome to the Graham Norton Show.
And everyone looking forward to Halloween? Yeah. Now, I didn't know this, but apparently there's a code. If you don't mind people knocking on your door, you leave a pumpkin outside. That's how it works. It's sort of like flashing your headlights in a car park, I think. It's that sort of thing. No? Have I got that wrong? Now, if you're going to be celebrating Halloween, I must warn you, a shortage of pumpkins this year. Did you know that? Although, if you can't get one and you need something round and orange to scoop the inside out of, just over. I know. I mean, it's not even our election, and I'm so relieved. It's just over a week until it's all over. I mean, it has been a fascinating campaign. So one of my favorite bits was when those Donald Trump statues suddenly started appearing all over the country. Did you see those? Yeah. Makes a change, him being groped. I wonder if Hillary's seen them. I'm guessing yes. And let's get the guest on! Later, with a music from Dutch music on Leon Rhymes! This man won 4 Emmys for his role in Breaking Bad, and now he's turned author. Please welcome for the first time, Mr. Bryan Cranston! There he is! Hello, sir. You're very welcome. Great ecstasy. Bryan Cranston. Right. This man, he won an Oscar for his role as Stephen Hawking in The Theory of Everything, and now he's starring in the latest incarnation of the Harry Potter franchise, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. Please welcome Eddie Redmayne! There he is! Oh, you want applause. You want applause. From Hamlet to Sherlock Holmes, this man has conquered stage and screen. Now he joins the Marvel Universe as Doctor Strange. It's welcome back to the great Benedict Cumberbatch! Hello, everybody. Sit down. That's nice, right? That's good. Some weeks it's nothing. That was a nice welcome. You're very welcome. Welcome back to you two. And Bryan, first time. Lovely to see you.
Well, first of all, let me thank you for allowing me to rid myself of that dreadful American accent I've used for 60 bloody years.
Finally. You've come home. But you guys, now, you were both on last year's honours list. So you're a CBE, Benedict, is that right?
That is right.
Yeah, and you're an OBE.
I'm not angry.
Oh, is that better? Is that better than
I'm not angry.
He got an Oscar.
I'm not angry.
We're all fine.
I'm just disappointed.
And deservedly so, I might add. So yeah, no, we're fine.
For the yank on the couch, what does that mean now? The OB and the SV.
That's a very good
Onto
question.
my-
Over to you, boys.
CB's command.
That's it. This is you.
And does that involve because have you had
It's
had
not
the
a knife.
moment?
No, I think the
But it-
sword is the knife.
So there are no swords
So,
involved.
no swords.
Not in the ceremony.
Do you have the nuclear codes?
No
Wait,
swords.
I do want to. Oh yeah, no.
And what is the process that you sort of? Because
It's like I have to do something really important.
Because Eddie hasn't even bothered to collect his
Not
yet.
sure, I've been busy trying to get it soon.
Like, that's cool, isn't it?
Sweating.
Oh yeah, I got an OBE. Would you send it to me?
That's brilliant.
I haven't done it yet, but only because I've been filming.
Do you have to go, or can they just post it to you?
No, I'm
That's
desperate
like
to
to
go.
tell them to take it in person. I think Her Majesty
you
appreciates
wear a
that.
uniform?
No.
No, just a smart suit and
Smart
you know,
suit,
something
yeah.
respectful and.
And can you boss him around because now
Yes.
you outrank him?
Oh yeah.
But actually, you mentioned the Oscar. This is a very odd couch. I don't think we've ever had this before because last year the two of you were nominated and you won. But then the two of you were nominated this year. You've trombone and a Danish girl. I don't think we've ever had that before. That's a lot of Oscar. on one couch.
Double nominee.
Double nominee.
One time. That's pretty nice. Consecutive years. I think that's got to be some kind of record. Just consecutive years. That's extraordinary.
Did you meet each other on the night, or you kept separate by studios?
Yeah, we see each other and then backstage, and then he's throwing up in the trash can. All right.
You're cooking the crystal.
Yeah. Here, take this. It'll make you feel better.
It's odd for you, Brian, because presumably you thought when you were Malcolm in the Middle that you were famous, and then Breaking Bad came along, and you must have realized, oh no, this is famous.
Yeah, I know. Well, I never really realized it. I doubt that anyone on this couch wanted to be a star. We wanted to be.
They're whooping you in your pants, by the way. That's what that whoop was.
You're welcome.
I was thinking it was the word couch. It's that easy.
But before fame, Bryan Cranston, you went on, was it a 2-year motorcycle trip? You went around
I did.
America.
I'm not.
And you,
I bought the
in the book, we'll talk about your book properly
my head.
in a little bit, but there's a story in the book about where
So,
you
but
got involved in a situation in a restaurant. It was the chef, Pete Wong.
Peter Wong, yes. It was a Polynesian restaurant. My brother and I were on this trip to find ourselves, really. We were young. I was 20. And we got restaurants because we were broke, waiter jobs. And this guy, this chef, was a horrible human being. Hated everyone, and everyone hated him. And we would have fun with the waiters as we were having a bite to eat and getting that meeting before we start our shift. And everyone would talk about how you would kill Peter Wong. I said, I think I would slice him up and put him in a wok and then cook Mugu Guy Peter, and put it over, some sticky rice. So at the end of the season, my brother and I were ready to take off again. We do take off.
I'm sorry.
What we didn't know is that the same time we took off to go on our trip again, Peter Wong was murdered. And the detectives...
Oh, I didn't think it was going there, did you?
Good. No, you're by yourself.
See, what was happening is that Peter constantly tried to move away from me. And it was irritating me.
He's going all right.
So we didn't know until we took about 4 months to travel some more and came back down to Florida to start working again because we were broke again. And our friend said, "Did they catch up with you?" And we said, "What do you mean?" He said, "The cops were looking for you. They put out an APB for you two guys because the detectives came in and said, 'Is there anybody who's not working here anymore who ever talked about hurting or killing?'" and our friends were like, Cranston Brothers? And yeah, sure enough. And he was, unfortunately, he was bludgeoned and thrown in the back of a car. It's a sweet story.
Yeah, I was going to say. Also, isn't it great to know it was so easy to evade capture? Now it's a chat show anecdote. And they never caught us.
That's a hood. No story. The picture is brilliant.
Now, Benedict's movie tonight, the Marvel family has expanded. New edition is Doctor Strange, and you are Doctor Strange. Out now.
Cool.
And now, the odd thing is, apparently, who was it? Somebody suggested the role of Doctor Strange 2 years ago.
Yeah, I was doing press in LA, and this journalist said, "You make a great Doctor Strange." And I went, "Who's Doctor Who?" He went, "That too." That's why I said, "Who's Doctor Strange?" And he pitched who he is, and in the comics, I thought, right, I'll have a read of that, and it's very strange. No pun intended. I don't quite see the fit. He's clever and he's arrogant, and that fits with, I suppose, another well-known character I play. But apart from that, very different. And basically, yeah, he's a New York neurosurgeon. He's at the top of his game, and he's kind of built this gilded cage around him from his success. He's arrogant and materialistic and funny and charming, but lost in a world of material wealth with no one to share it with. He then has a cataclysmic car crash which nearly kills him and destroys his hands and prevents him from being able to perform as a neurosurgeon. So he takes a one-way trip to a place in Kathmandu called Karmataj, which is the last kind of hint he gets of salvation. And it's beyond Western science, but this guy just says, "Look, I went there and I was healed." So he goes and he meets the Ancient One, played by Tilda Swinton, and literally has his mind blown into the multiverse, comes around from that experience and trains to become a sorcerer and realize this new power he has in his hands.
You film on location in Nepal, and often
Yes.
I think, actors, they get movies and they think, "Oh, great, I get to go to that place." But this is unbelievable, I think, the way that television, I mean, I know it's a broadcast medium, but you get to Nepal and they know who you are.
I mean, it was unbelievable because I was in that stage of the film, so I'm quite bearded up and all scraggly and desperate, and even despite that, I was on the first day photographed, and that was it. And by the end, there were thousands of people surrounding us. There was one very scary moment. These people started crowding around the car, and we couldn't move. And it was literally like being the opposite. It was like being in a mobile cage. It wasn't going anywhere in a zoo. It was really weird. I had conversations with them, and then it was like, don't really say that. That's a nice shirt. And then I thought, no, we're kind of like half an hour late, and the car started rocking a bit with new people turning up, pushing the new people. I think the first people to arrive were a bit embarrassed because their faces were basically pressed against the car. So we sort of slowly pushed the car door open, saying, sorry, we really have to go. And just made up and just ran. There were hundreds of people by the end, and it's Sherlock. It's incredible. It's just got that.
And it is. I mean, what does your mind? Because you are like a nerd's wet dream. Because you've got Sherlock, Star Trek, and now Marvel.
Fangasm.
I know. It's like that's your pension right there. You can just do the pension.
Get properly lazy doing what I actually do. Just go and sign pictures of my face.
Hast du Temu noch nicht heruntergeladen? Dann wartet ein Geschenk auf dich. Wenn du jetzt die App herunterlädst und öffnest, kannst du ein Tablet für 0 € bekommen. Hast du Temu schon heruntergeladen?
Nein, noch nicht.
Temu macht neue Nutzer glücklich. Sichere dir dein Tablet für 0 €, indem du einfach auf dieses Video klickst und die App herunterlädst.
Echt jetzt?
Temu hat ein brandneues Tablet auf den Markt gebracht. Mit 128 GB Speicher, Dualkameras, einem hochauflösenden IPS-Display und 5G WLAN. Dazu gibt es jede Menge Zubehör.
Wow, ich hab's wirklich gewonnen.
Leute, klickt auf das Video, ladet die Temu-App herunter und holt euch euer Geschenk.
Sios Intense Keratin Shampoo mit hochkonzentriertem Keratinkomplex. Neu, jetzt entdecken.
Now, Bryan Cranston, wow, the dedication to your craft. Because in Malcolm in the Middle, you would think, oh, a sitcom, how hard could that be? But the writers really, they pushed you to extreme situations.
They did. They often would say, what would Brian not do? I was covered in naked, covered in blue paint. I was attached to the front of a city bus. I roller skated. And one time, the creator of the show came to me and said, "I know I told you that I would never ask you to do something I wouldn't do. What I'm about to ask you, I wouldn't do. Would you wear 75,000 honeybees on your body?" And I said, "Yeah, I think that sounds cool."
I have a lot of questions about this. This holds the proceedings to go through these. Sorry, but did you get stung?
I did get stung.
Ow.
Well, how many times? Okay, so the first thing, when you're wearing 75,000 bees, it should not come as a surprise if you get stung. Oh my God, I got stung by a bee! How did that? So the thing you realize is that when you're wearing bees, you realize that the sting of a bee, about 95% of the pain is actually the surprise factor. Oh God, that.
Did that not make another?
No, I didn't do that. So the beekeeper said, if you get stung, let me know, and I'll immediately flip out the stinger with the sack of venom in it, because if you flick it out, then it won't get pumped into your system.
How's he going to find the sting amongst 35?
I don't know.
Sting in a
So I had to stand that way. I had to stand, and in the scene, I need to turn, and that's when I got stung. So I said, "Oh, I felt just a little pinprick," and I went, "Oh, I think I got stung." And the beekeeper goes, "Where?" He's ready. And I said, in the... And he goes, "Sorry, man." Not going there.
Now, Eddie Redmayne, fantastic piece of where to find them. And you were on this program, I believe, moaning about not being in Harry Potter. Did J.K. Rowling hear you?
If so, thank you. That's like the greatest talk show ever. Maybe, who knows?
Yeah. But you were annoyed because, I mean, there's even a ginger family in Harry Potter.
True. I would say disappointed.
something like that. You had acting equity not to be.
Literally. But yeah, because all our friends were in it, or at least getting auditions. But then I had actually had an audition to play the young Voldemort while I was still at university, and it was with the sort of assistant of the assistant of the assistant of the casting directors, and I don't think she even allowed me to finish the audition, so it was a sad moment.
Her loss.
This is a big moment for me.
Yeah. Your whole career has been leading up to this moment. Look at me now. Now, this is a prequel to the Harry Potter story. But it's you don't need to have ever seen a Harry Potter film, really.
You don't need to have seen Harry. It's set in the 1920s in the Jazz Age in New York, and it's about the wizarding world.
It's about you. It's about you.
It's about me. It's about this guy, Newt Scamander, who is an English magizoologist, don't you know? Who comes over to New York with all these extraordinary magical creatures in his case, and one of them gets out, or maybe a few of them get out, and it sets a load of events into motion, and it was so much fun to make, and we had the most wonderful time doing it. So it's exciting.
Apparently, J.K. Rowling was very hands-on with you. She had specific requests.
Yeah, no, it was amazing actually meeting her, because we only got to meet her a week or three before we started filming, and we just all the sort of pleasantries of "nice to meet you" sort of went very quickly, and we just started talking at each other about Newt. But one of the things was she had written this scene that Newt he seems like a slender lad, and then halfway through he takes off his shirt and you realise he's got scars, and for an actor that's always, oh, if you look like me, it's a complete shag, because you're like, oh no, that means 7 months in the gym, attempting to get a six-pack, and so that all happened, and we did all that, and I did that thing of you're pumping iron before the take and sweating, and everyone thinks you look like a complete fool, and you're doing the whole take going, like this. Obviously the scene was cut.
Could Newt have been a little potbelly? Could he have been a little lucky?
I think he could have been, but the problem is that you
problem was J.K. Rowling wanted to see you with your shirt on.
I don't know whether the scene was cut because the director sweetly said it just didn't feel right, or because my acting was so bad because I was busy going.
He's really constipated.
Does Newt Scamander, does he have signature moves?
I mean, he's got. Basically, what was extraordinary was the whole 1D thing. Because when you get to hold a wand, like you don't realize it. I was obsessed with magic when I was a kid. So your inner 9-year-old is having a field day at best. But then I actually got the wand in my hand, and I didn't know what to do with it. I was like, oh, this is the greatest moment I've ever expected, and I kind of just was a bit flimsy, slightly odd, it's a bit weird. So you're sent off to one school.
Of course.
And then you also go and watch all the other films and steal from Dan Radcliffe. But what was weird were these moments. I remember Colin Farrell and I being in the trailer one morning, and we'd done a scene the day before that involved wands, and I sort of looked over and I saw him gently holding his arm, and I had a real pain in my upper arm, and he turned to me and he was like, "You got wand wrist." With his elbow. Yeah. It's a real thing by which when you're doing like spells.
It's a real thing.
But there's nothing to hit against.
A lot of wizards talk about it.
And your replacement surgery.
Yeah.
He's suing Warner Brothers.
Now, a lot of people don't know this, but Eddie is in fact a highly trained master magician. Now, are you a member of the Magic Circle?
No. That moment was one of like deep despair and loss. That was a dream when I was a child.
Oh,
It never happened. Yeah. Please tell me you're about to.
No, because I know that you can do amazing magic, because we have here just a totally ordinary coloring.
Oh.
This is totally ordinary.
Oh.
But Eddie can do magic with it. Isn't that right, Eddie?
I mean,
are you sitting comfortably, children? No. Oh. It's totally ordinary, but you mustn't touch it.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Eddie's got it.
So excited. So I loved Paul Daniels. You probably won't know Paul Daniels. The late Paul Daniels was an amazing magician that used to be on telly every Saturday night. I was obsessed with him. And this is my moment to be on television doing magic. Ben, are you ready?
I'm ready.
This is a colouring book. There is nothing weird, odd, or bizarre about it, other than it says the word magic on the front of it. So there is actually nothing in the colouring book. I'm showing you. Do you see? There is
nothing.
There's nothing in it.
But, Brian,
Yes.
will you blow on the colouring book?
I beg your pardon.
No, harder than that. Let's see what that's done, shall we?
Oh, wow! Pictures, Dr. That is some crazy magic!
There's more. Stop me right there.
There's more!
Okay, so the next stage is, we have pictures. Ben, we have pictures.
Pictures. I can see the pictures.
Will you blow on it? Give me your full small.
I will blow hard.
Okay, go. Okay, good. Was it hard enough? Was it hard enough?
We talked about this, Mum.
No, it wasn't hard enough. But I'm a wizard.
That was good!
He's sitting there awkwardly for the whole show.
Don't spoil it.
And maybe for full-on Marvel, like, wizarding, crossover, the potential for Doctor Strange to come into the wizarding world. Will you give us a spell, then?
As a Kaja.
Yeah, good.
Very good.
Actually better than mine. Drum roll. Okay.
Yeah, there you go. Burn him. Now, Brian Cranston,
Yes, sir.
an extraordinary life, and you put it all into an excellent book called A Life
in parts, and it's in shops now. It's not just a straightforward autobiography. It's sort of a collection of stories, of moments in your life.
Yeah, stories I've been telling all my life, and when you realize it, is that storytelling is really the wonderful thing about human beings. It's probably the first memory that we have of dragging a book to our parents' lap and being told a story. And whether you're 2 or 102, it's the most wonderful thing about human beings. And there's a select few of us who are so fortunate to be able to be also the storytellers in our lives, and to be able to then to put it in paper and have people read about the ups and downs and the times that I was insecure and doubted where my next meal was coming from, or a challenging childhood with abandonment and alcoholism and all kinds of interesting, unfortunate things. But I try to look at it that, when something unfortunate happens, you have built-in conflict. And that ultimately is what's going to make a good story.
And it's a really varied mix of stories. So you are an ordained minister.
I am indeed, son.
Yes. Because there was a very busy minister who encouraged you to pick up the slack.
One of my summer jobs was on Catalina Island off the coast of California, and I befriended a guy named Reverend Bob, who was a great guy, didn't drink, didn't do any drugs. He just was looking for a good time. And he was a Universal Life Church Reverend, which was actually started as a tax haven. But they also, they did weddings. So I was attracted to this. And he came to me one day and said, Brian, I need you to perform a wedding because I booked 2 weddings, same day, same time, different locations. And I went, what are you talking about? I can't do that. He said, no, you can't. I'll just put the certificate in the typewriter and type in your name. We send it off to the Secretary of State. It gets registered, and you are legally an ordained minister. And I said, I can't do this. I really can't. This is the mid-'70s. I can't do this, but I really can't. It pays $200. I go, I'll do it. I'll do that. So he said, here's a copy of Kahil Gibran. People like that. And just talk to them, then have the bride sign here, the groom sign here. You're done. It's like, okay. So I had hair down to here. I was sunburned. I had shorts and flip-flops and a Hawaiian shirt. And I show up. It was at an airport. And I'm looking around, and I thought, oh, man. And this guy says, who are you? And I went, I'm the minister. Where are we going to do this? He said, we're going to go into an airplane, a 6-seater airplane. And once we get over the Hollywood sign, we want to start the ceremony. I go, piece of cake, no problem. Inside, of course, I'm like, we get inside. I'm next to the pilot, then the bride and groom, and the witnesses in the back. And that's a twin-engine prop plane. So I have to scream. So I'm in the back going, remember, love one another, but don't stand in each other's shadow. Willow and the oak. Trust the foundation of love. Whenever you are in doubt, trust your love together. And they're holding hands. And then I go through. So I'm just wheeling and dealing, but it was an acting exercise, and they were holding hands and looking to me, the figure of authority. And I went, oh man, don't mess this up.
But this is again, how many connections are on this couch? Because Benedict, you can marry people. Is this right? We're gonna have a wedding off.
Yes, it is. It sort of is. Yeah.
You have married people.
Yeah, I married Rob Rinder to his partner Steph.
This Judge Rinder, Judge Rinder.
Yeah.
He married him. I mean, he didn't marry him.
Well, no, yeah.
You officiated.
Yeah, that would be a bit sticky. But
Onbvistaq. I mean, there's so many bits of it that are unlikely. It's you, it's Judge Rinder, it's a beefer. Well, it's a wedding.
He was, way back when he was Rob Rinder. That's who I was marrying, and we weren't marrying. I was performing the ceremony. Is what I mean, and to Seth, his partner, and Yeah, he's a judge now, so yeah, I'm pretty sure I could do that, but I didn't ever see any documentation. But I'm sure it's legitimate. I'm not trying to claim. To be honest, I think they've done the serious stuff, probably with Brian in an aeroplane before.
Yeah, out of the way.
The real serious
just
stuff.
a sort of little bit of icing on the cake in Ibiza, I think. But yeah, it was amazing to do. I didn't have to fight the noise, but it was in the baking heat of Ibiza at the edge of a cliff. But to be honest, it's still, whatever the situation, to be near people making that vow, it's fantastic. It's an incredible thing to witness.
And also, it was odd to now witness what's happened to him. He's now Judge
It's
Victor.
very odd to
come dancing.
what he's done. I mean, it's just extraordinary. I think I had the same. Yep, there is. And
Did you know he could dance?
Not like that, no.
Robinhood bietet Ihnen Zugang zum US-Aktienmarkt. Sie können Krypto zu niedrigen Kosten kaufen und verkaufen. Alles an einem Ort auf Robinhood. Investment- und Kryptowerte-Dienstleistungen für EU-Kunden werden von der Robinhood Europe UAB angeboten, die von der Zentralbank Litauens als Finanzmakler und Kryptowerte-Dienstleister zugelassen ist und deren Aufsicht unterliegt. Termingeschäfte auf US-Aktien und ETF-Token bergen ein erhebliches Risiko und sind nicht für alle Anleger geeignet. Bitte überlegen Sie sich sorgfältig, ob Investments in derartige Finanzinstrumente mit Blick auf Ihre Erfahrung, Risikotoleranz und Finanzlage für Sie geeignet sind. Beachten Sie die geltenden Beschränkungen und Zulassungen.
It's extraordinary, and he's a dear friend, and to watch anyone you know do something unexpectedly brilliant like that is, you just fill with pride, and it's very funny and very brilliant.
Are you voting?
Not yet. No, I haven't been in the country to vote.
Oh,
I've been catching up, but when it gets crucial,
Yeah.
yeah. Multiple darling friends to vote.
Because anyway, man, your wedding sounds like one of those classic weddings where, I mean, your wife was late, but she was like properly late.
Yeah, no, she was.
You mean she was already pregnant?
She was properly late, but she's always just generally late in life. So it transpired. We got married somewhere where the chapel was right next to where she was getting ready and changed, and part of the choice was knowing that I could go and scream up to her room if she didn't come. But I was actually relatively mellow and standing at the front. But everyone else after 45 minutes was going, and I was like, no, she's never been on time for anything in her life. It's absolutely nothing good and right and as it should be.
But that's so, like, what was she doing? I always think that's so weird when people are 45 minutes late for their own wedding. Why?
Well, I
knew this was happening. You've been planning it for a year.
I know, but what was interesting is her.
She's pregnant. Get off her.
She was adjusting the dress, letting it out a little bit.
Her lovely grandfather had to be restrained from going and summoning her, but it was good. She arrived and it was all fun.
I'm annoyed on your behalf.
Thank you.
Now the dating agency. This is Brian's life. Seriously, get this book.
Best life.
Yeah. So
I just because I'm old.
Was the dating agency before the weddings or after the weddings?
It was actually after.
After.
Yeah.
But this is a lovely thing. Well, they weren't lovely, but we don't have them anymore. This was you were filming people's video profiles.
Right. Before the online companies of dating and all that sort of thing, you actually had to go into an office. And this company was called Great Expectations. And it was actually very, very successful. And they would match people up. And basically, you would go in, you would take a picture, you would write out a profile of who you are. And then you would have a short videotape so that men or women can watch someone and go, I like the feel of this person. This feels genuine or whatever. And so I would conduct the videotape interviews, and I'd have a little secret button. And most of them would come in and go, well, I like walks on the beach, and I'm very romantic, and I like to cook at home. And it's like, okay, calm down. This is not going to work because you're trying too hard. Just relax. So I would usually tell a joke, and then they would laugh, and I'd push the button when they're laughing and start the tape, and then said, do you have a joke? And they would say something or tell a joke, not knowing they were being taped. And 50 seconds later, I'd say, that's it, we're done. And we just wanted to get a little snippet of who they really are. And it really worked.
Well, now, I don't know, because again, there's all the apps and things now. People have forgotten this world of these things. Somebody, very handily, did a little montage of men who'd done these things. So I don't know if you've directed any of these.
It's quite possible.
But I think we'll see the name of the company. I can't remember what it's called. Here we go.
Are you looking for someone? Can you be someone?
to bed, early to rise makes a woman healthy, wealthy, and wise. That's why you're wiser than me. It's Stephen.
Hi, memories. I'm an executive by day and a well man by night.
My name's Monroe. You've probably already noticed that I have incredibly blue eyes.
Hi, my name is Phil. Most of my friends call me Big Phil.
Genius. Okay, so since you've been here,
Yes.
So if we replay the opening there, I wonder if you could show the boys how it might be done.
Okay.
So here we go.
Are you looking for me? Looking for someone? Can you be someone?
Hi. I'm Brian. I'm 60.
Yes,
And
take a look.
if you like threesomes, just remember,
That's cool.
I like Malcolm in the Middle.
I'm a man. You're a man. You guys.
I'm Eddie. I'm 34. And if you're looking
Little
for a
school.
fantastic beast, I know.
And we was the man just do it around the age.
Hi,
I'm
I'm Benedict, but you can call me Big Ben.
okay.
I'm summer of
But it's not
30.
meant to surely be here for him because
If you're feeling a bit
guarantee you I
strange,
don't remember this.
the doctor will see.
I was without medicine. I'm a tape.
That is going to guarantee that we will all have stayed single. Excellent work. Right, it's time for music. This lady is the youngest Grammy winner ever. And 20 years later, she's still going strong. With a 16th studio album, Remnants, here performing The Story, it's Leanne Rimes! That was beautiful. Thank you so much. Leanne Rimes! You ever seen
Yeah, 8 years later.
Very good. Wow. Congratulations. That was beautiful.
Thank you. I feel like I'm interrupting the flow over here, being the only girl, but it feels very nice.
No, they were missing the girl.
Yes.
Not at all. We're just acting normal.
The vibe has changed.
Like 200 small key gate. Cool.
Something.
And this is the album,
200.
Remnants. It's out now.
Yeah, what is the
Congratulations.
next before big
Really
key
deserves it. Well, and I
or
was saying there that you've
220?
been in the business for so many 20 years, but you're so
200
young.
kilos.
Like you're still in your early 30s.
I'm 34, yeah.
Like you were a proper child.
I
when this
was a baby, yeah.
How old are you for the Grammy?
Well, I was a fetus when I started, and then I really basically was. And 14 when I won my, yeah.
Oh,
Yes. That's some fantastic hair right there.
Yes.
Throwing it back, yes.
Yeah.
No, I'd actually been singing on stage since I was 5, so I've been working.
Did you ever get to a point where you were nervous,
Mm,
or because you started so young and you passed that?
Only as I've gotten older, you realize the humanity sets in, and you're like, oh, well, I'm not superhuman. But as a kid, I started so young that it didn't even faze me. But
And it's odd because I think for people here, we associate you with, with country roots and that kind of American heartland. But you genuinely like it here. You look out in an audience, it's so different than the audience you see in America.
My audiences have always been diverse as far as age goes, but here, there's there's leather and piercings, and then everything is just, it's such a wide variety of people. And they also, here, they really love music so much they know the album. It's not just that they know the singles, they really know the album. So I'll play some obscure song and people will be singing all the words. It's really cool. It's a great audiences here, yeah.
You can just relax, can't you?
It really is,
Let
yeah.
them do it. Yeah.
Exactly.
Awesome.
And listen, come and see us again. Leanne Rimes, everybody. Okay. Just before we go, we do have time for a visit to the big red chair. Let's see who's there. Hello, sir.
Hello, good evening.
That's actually... That wasn't just me. That wasn't just me. Brian Cranston also. Yeah, as well. Yeah. We're older. Our patience has gone. Okay, let's try it on somebody else. Hello.
Hi.
Hi, what's your name?
Jen.
Jen, lovely. And where are you from, Jen?
Originally in Canada, but I've lived here for 5 years.
Okay, what do you do here?
I work in tech.
In tech. She works in tech. Sounds fishy. I know, it does sound. What do you know? I'm going to explore. What do you do in tech?
I lead the team that does customer success management for a cloud software company.
I'm so sorry I asked.
I say tech.
Even she sounded bored. She was smiling and trying to sound enthused. Really, she's thinking, Jesus, I'm doing it again tomorrow. Off you go with the story.
So my boyfriend and I, after school, moved to Boston, and my parents were coming down to visit. We hadn't spent a ton of time as a group together, so I warned my boyfriend that my parents are pretty open, like to say a lot of stuff. And we went out shopping this one day and ended up at a Bath & Body Works type of store. My parents were looking at some of the products, and my dad picks up this pot of body powder and is talking to the woman at the store. My mom comes over, and the woman's like, "Oh, it's really great. You have a shower, you can put it on." My mom looks at my dad and then looks at my boyfriend and goes, "Oh, you can put it on your after the shower." My dad's like, "Yeah, it'll smell amazing." My boyfriend just turns totally white and walks out of the store. But it ended up working out because it's 10 years later and we're still together.
I don't even know what that story was about. What was that story?
Other than, so sloppy.
I got the powder.
Stop
I
snapping.
didn't quite emotional. You've had enough. Well done, everyone. If you'd like to join us on the show, have a go in the red tape. Contact us via our website at this address. That is it for tonight. Please say a huge thank you to my guest, Leanne Rhymes, everybody. Mr. Brian Cranston. Eddie Redmayne. And Benedict Cumberbatch. Join me next week. Music from the mighty Sting, actors Claire Foy and Matt Smith, broadcasting legend Sir David Attenborough, and Hollywood star Ben Affleck. I'll see you then. Good night, everybody. Bye-bye.
Net is saap. Wat doe je mee? Passionsgehoord, ja.
Novim tehnologijama imamo sad publiku koja sluša program Radio Knina, a imamo i publiku koja informacije konzumira, da tako kažem, putem naše digitalne platforme, odnosno mrežne stranice, koja, evo, moramo se pohvaliti, upravo uoči rođendana i dosegnula je odnosno premašila 10.000 pratitelja, primakla se 11.000, što je za ovako jedan mali grad, malu sredinu, dosta velik broj, dakle ima više pratitelja na stranici nego li stanovnika u Kninu.
Hvala vam na razgovoru i sretan rođendan.
Hvala vam na čestitkama i što ste nas posjetili.
U dolini Neretve je vrijeme za još jedan lađarski spektakl. Nakon što je ekipa Zagreba najbrže odveslala krug u utrci za startne pozicije maratona lađa, saznali smo i konačni poredak ekipa subotnje muške utrke. Ali spektakl počinje danas jer će snage odmjeriti lađarice. Ove godine natječe se čak 17 ekipa iz svih krajeva Hrvatske, te jedna iz Srbije. Start je u 18.30 ispod Lučkog mosta u Metkoviću, a vesla će do 10 km udaljenog cilja u Opuzenu.
Ideja našeg dolaska je povezivanje sa našim korenima, jer prema predanju naši preci su u Vojvodinu došli sa Bune i sa Neretve, tako da je nama ovo spoj prošlosti, sadašnjosti i budućnosti.
Imali smo treninge na suhome, prvo u onom hladnijem dijelu godine dok se još nije moglo izaći na Jarun. Kasnije kada je došao 3. 4. mjesec, onda smo počeli izlaziti na Jarun i krenuli sa pripremama na vodi. Očekivanja su takva da ćemo dati sve od sebe i vidit ćemo kuda ćemo doći. Nadamo se najbolje.
Čovječko, pjevanje, ajmo. Translira se, imamo čekao vas ispod 50 na 100 metara.
Nastavljaju se sjajni dani za hrvatsko streljaštvo na Europskom prvenstvu u Francuskoj. Naši trapaši Josip Jarko Glasović te Giovanni Černogorac nastup su zaključili broncom u konkurenciji Trap Trio. U dvoboju s Česima bili su bolji u sve 3 runde rezultatom 6:0 i došli do ukupno 4. seniorske medalje za Hrvatsku. Da ne trebamo strahovati za budućnost u tom sportu, potvrdila je juniorska reprezentacija koja je u istoj toj disciplini slavlja protiv Velike Britanije osvojila europsko zlato. Domaći poraz Rijeke u prvoj utakmici trećeg pretkola Europske lige protiv Shelbourna. Irski prvak slavio je preokretom na Rujevici 2:1. Radomir Đalović zbog crvenih kartona nije mogao računati na Fruka i Rukavinu, Jurić i Butić u prvih 11. U prvom poluvremenu skromna nogometna predstava, izdvajamo samo dalekometni udarac Jankovića u sudačkoj nadoknadi, brani Spil. Rijeka je u drugo poluvreme ušla s 2 promjene, izašli su Majstorović i Devetak, ušli Husić i Lasickas. U 55. kazneni udarac za Rijeku, pogriješio vrata Shelbourna Spil, koji je na kraju isrušio Undokita. Janković je miran s bijele točke i to je 1:0 za hrvatskog prvaka. No to vodstvo Riječana trajalo je samo 2 minute, a onda je Sam Bone šokirao Rujevicu i zabio za izjednačenje. U 62. Petila Lasickas, Spil spašava Irce, koji su opasni u 65. Martin na centimetri dijela od prekrasnog gola. Nije Martin zabio u 65. ali je u 70. Udi ubacio, a Martin glavom zabio za preokret prvaka Irske i novi šok na Rujevici. Do kraja dvoboja rezultat se više nije mijenjao, završilo je Rijeka 1, Shelbourne 2. Uzrok idući utorak u Dublinu.
Nisi dobar kad nisi pravi, normalno da ti navijači zvižde, moramo se svi nositi sa time. Kad smo bili dobri, kad smo povizivali, kad smo postali prvaci, bilo je super, ali navikao si ljude na dobre rezultate, na dobre igre i moraš igrati sa tim, moraš se nositi sa tim.
Pobjeli smo 1-0 steca, onda misto da umirimo utakmicu. 2 ubačaja, 2 projekta što smo znali gdje su dobri, što su vježbavali akciju, gledali smo tu akciju koju rade, idu na drugu jednostavno i primješ gol iz te akcije, jednostavno dešavaju nam se početničke greške, prema naprijed puno grešaka, jednostavnih, tako da nije dobro, ali imamo uzvrat, tamo se moramo čupat, nije još ništa gotovo, idemo prvo Osijek pa idemo po prolazu u Irsku.
Borbu za Europu danas nastavljaju nogometaši Hajduka u trećem kolu kvalifikacije za konferencijsku ligu. Na polju stiže albanski Dinamo City. Splićani su na papiru ulozi favorita, od te uloge ne bježi ni trener Garcia, koji novinarima otkrio odgovor na pitanje koje se zanima. Hoće li večeras na poljudu zaigrati novo pojačanje Ante Rebić.
Rebić s nama trenira jako kratko. Radio je dosta na fizičkoj pripremi, ali nije spreman odigrati cijelu utakmicu. Sigurno neće biti u početnih 11, a hoće li biti na travnjaku kasnije nekoliko minuta vidjet ćemo. Ovisi o tome kako će se on osjećati i što utakmica bude zahtijevala. Naš idući protivnik Dinamo igra dobar nogomet, drugačije pristupaju igri od naših prošlih protivnika. Dobro se postavljaju, stvaraju pritisak, brzo se prilagođavaju. U većini utakmica kontroliraju igru, imaju dobrog trenera i iskusne igrače, kvalitetna su momčad, zato i igraju europska natjecanja.
Hrvatska košarkaška reprezentacija pobjedom je otvorila predkvalifikacije za svjetsko prvenstvo 2027. godine. Izabranici Tomislava Mijatovića su na gostovanju u Bergenu svladali Norvešku 101-68. Hrvatsku je do pobjede predvodio Mario Hezonja s 27 poena i 8 skokova, dok su dvoznamenkasti bili Roko Vađić s 15, Oninakis 13, te Danio Šarić s 10 poena. Idući dvoboj naše reprezentacije igra protiv Danske u subotu u Opatiji.
Prva pobjeda, sretni smo, iako možda nismo ušli prvo po vrijeme. Uglavnom prvu četvrtinu nismo odigrali kao smo htjeli, ali na kraju mislim da smo povezali redove i zasluženo pobjedili sa velikom razlikom.
Pohvale sve čestiti igračima na ukazanom trudu, želji i volji, na jednom angažmanu koji je bio po Moskovnom sudu besprijekoran. Rade se greške, ali greške su normalne kad se rade u punoj brzini. No, međutim, kažem, ovo je jedna lijepa startna pobjeda. Moramo nastaviti dalje ovako skromno i gladno, kao što sam već prije govorio. I to je nešto što će biti zvijezda vodilja ne samo u predkvalifikacijama, nego da Bože i dalje.
Toliko u vijestima, ostanite uz četvrti.
68. Okay. I'll make you a break, and in a few hours I'm going online too. Let's start early. 10,000% win. Thanks very much. Join group. Join group. Here, what is this? Join group corporation CDR. That is. Thank you very much. He was here, and nice day. Nice day.